Hi everybody, welcome to week 3, Healthcare Finance. This week we'll be talking about the basics of finance and coverage, looking at coinsurance, co-pays, all different types of coverage. We'll be talking about moral hazard and adverse selection, two topics that are really important as we start to consider health insurance and what some of the ramifications of it are. Make sure that you're aware of the RAND health insurance experiment, which took place in the early 70s. It's over 40 years old, but we still use that to make most of the decisions about how coverage is structured. In the video this week, and I don't think I formally introduced this before, but many of the videos that I incorporate into the modules are by Dr. Aaron Carroll. His YouTube channel is Healthcare Triage. I think is outstanding. He does a great job of taking both relevant new topics and old kind of big topics and just distilling them down into some basic concepts, but not being too dogmatic about or prescriptive about how we should understand them. He's pretty open in saying it works in some situations, but maybe not in others. And that's the case for this week as well, as we consider insurance coverage financing. This week, instead of the discussion, I'll be having you do an assignment. So in addition to the mastery check to make sure you're understanding the basic concepts, this assignment you can take all week to complete it. The questions are primarily going to be open-ended, more critical thinking, and this will give me an opportunity to really get a gauge for, are you understanding the content and at what level? And so I'll be giving you more feedback on that this week. One of the questions that I am posing to you this week, as does Dr. Carroll in his video, is moral hazard okay? In what circumstances does it actually make sense for us to maybe get more care? And in what cases doesn't it make sense? So we have kind of after the RAND health insurance experiment, always had this assumption or understanding that moral hazard was necessarily a bad thing. It was going to make healthcare just extraordinarily expensive, and so we should avoid it. But there are also situations where it might be advantageous. And again, we have to take a more nuanced approach. When we think about the triple aim, cost, access, and quality, there are cases where moral hazard could really help support one of those legs of the aim, but maybe not be so great for the other. So again, it requires us to take a look more deeply at in which scenarios does it make sense and which scenarios could it cause a problem. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out.